Software is a very important part of the computing because these days even a small little device like a watch is now become smartwatch. Means that you can actually program it, you can actually put your own application into it. So without software, this thing won't happen. Even a very small device like a small mobile phone, anything like that, they have a chip. Once you have a chip in there, you need a program to program the whole devices. I think we have an issue here today where young kids today, they don't think about software as part of their very important part of the computer. Very simple example, if you ask a small kids where to look for certain information, they just think Google. And they didn't think about Google is from someone actually written a software on top of it. So in the university side of it, we will like to push on a lot more advanced type of syllabus to the young learner or even first year students. First, the student come in to understand that in a daily activity we need to work together as a team. There's no really individual activity in the company as such. So they come in as a group and work as a group to take photos. Why do they take photos? It's actually part of the customized games that we prepare for the whole day activity. So they take photos around the university. At the same time, they were able to actually explore the university or the building itself, understand how the lecture works and labs and so on. So they take photos about different categories, and so that they can actually feed it into the category games to play later. So they take loads of different pictures that actually not just random picture, but a dedicated category that they had chosen. So with those pictures, they need to work as a team, as some kind of projects. They got a project leader and timekeeper to make sure that everything in place. Then they will need to edit a photo to make sure the photo fit the specification of the game itself. Whether they actually can follow the rules or they just do whatever they want. Okay, the ideal situation is you must follow the rules, what the specification is. First they will actually play on the keyboard, but later they can actually play on a dance mat where they're actually able to compete each other and see which category that they're chosen is much more complicated for the others to follow, or they might actually find the others categories much more interesting. And another activity the student actually doing is a Pong game, which is very simple Java games that actually get the ball bouncing from left to right. Even though it's a very simple activity game, but there's a lot of logic within it, so the student can understand that programming is not just a one-line code, but there's a lot of logic go behind it. And the last thing they can actually look at is they can see the real-life robot able to perform what human can do, even though it's a small robot. But it does take a lot of effort and also programming skill to get a robot to understand us, to perform a daily activity, even like walking, talking, or dancing. Now it's like our computer at home. Okay, imagine that our computer has not got any software, but without programming or software within it, it's just going to be lie there doing nothing. Only by software, the instruction that we put it into it, then it will able to do what we ask them to do and so on.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really informative.
Understanding the facilities that are available was my first choice, and it's made me encourage myself into more coming in.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I think having them sort of go around and having them walking around this morning, I think was a really good idea, because it gets them to sort of go around and see quite a lot of the university, and then just seeing sort of people mulling around and just sort of how things are. I think that is it gives them a good experience and something that they can sort of, they've witnessed it firsthand.
Yeah, you can think about in terms of health, we are living longer and longer. We need some kind of thing, or another word, robot, to help us. We cannot, even though we're living longer, but our body cannot cope with that kind of old age activity that old people can take on. With this software, they're able to learn from human, means that the robot, in other words, a computer, were able to understand what we want and able to help us. So we are actually helping ourselves or the next generations to evolve in terms of getting computers to understand human and help human to perform other daily activities. Yeah. At the end, software, I believe, is the most important part of our daily life these days. It will get even more important in the years to come, and therefore I think computing is a very big area to actually go on in the future.